But even here, we need to be very careful. A classroom is diverse, but within the international student cohort itself, there is diversity within diversity. Not all international students are the same. There's sometimes a tendency to categorize students very broadly as domestic or international, but that distinction is not quite accurate. The international students come from very different countries, cultures, schooling systems, and educational expectations. Their primary and secondary education may have been conducted entirely in a different language, and often within a very structured learning environments. So how they experience your classroom will be very different. They're not starting all on the same equal footing. Absolutely not. So one of the most important things that we can try to do as educators is to try to see the classroom through our students' lenses. Now imagine yourself completing your entire education in Australia, then moving to a university, say in China, where everything, lectures, your discussions, your assessment, your conversations with your lecturers is conducted entirely in Mandarin. Even if you speak the language reasonably well, the cognitive load is immense. Sure, many international students will have to meet English proficiency requirements, but what many lecturers overlook is that it still takes extra effort to process spoken language, to digest your slides, to read academic text, to understand the nuance, the tone, the classroom cues. There's this constant code switching happening. It is very exhausting, and honestly, it can be very intimidating. So when we feel very frustrated because students are quiet or hesitant or they're not presenting confidently, it's important to recognize that there are many layers underneath that behavior. Silence doesn't always mean disengagement or a lack of ability. Often it's about confidence, safety, and belonging. And actually, interestingly, this actually goes the other way. If you are a culturally and linguistically diverse educator like myself, you may be teaching from the margins yourself. Speaking from experience, when I taught at RMIT Vietnam, I consistently received very strong course experience survey results. I aced it every semester. I taught digital media program in both RMIT Vietnam and Melbourne. The first semester I moved to RMIT Melbourne and taught the same courses with the same materials in the same program. My CES results were shockingly low. I absolutely bombed it. I was shocked. What just happened? What changed wasn't my teaching competence, it was the cultural context and the student cohort. My teaching style was very direct and very structured. It didn't land well at all in Melbourne classrooms. So even as an experienced educator, I had to stop and reflect and then to adapt. It took me 2 semesters to get back into the groove of teaching well again. So cultural responsiveness isn't just about the students. We actually bring our own lenses into the classroom. It cuts both ways. So what worked elsewhere may not work here. The same principles apply. We adapt to the students that are sitting in front of us in the classroom.